But still don't have a name for these. We don't have any kind of way to start them. There's no format. So
I was going to say, you just kind of started this. I wasn't even paying attention at first.
Yeah, well, that's the best way. I think it's the only thing I was thinking about putting these out on like either Monday or Tuesdays, but this one I might put out today if I feel like doing the little bit of editing that's involved, which basically is just playing our little sound effect at the beginning, because the Pizza Rumble's tomorrow, and maybe any shit talking needs to be put out before and not like after fact, because I might be tempted to, depending how the results are, I might be tempted to just pull this whole session and not put it up if it ends up making me look like a jackass. So better odds of me looking like a jackass if I post it today.
Lay it on the line, Ben.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last week no one had stepped up. I had the open challenge. I wanted to do a 4-way where instead of just a head-to-head thing, but sometimes the head-to-heads are fun. But I want to see if we could get 4 people and just make it a little bigger. But no one was stepping up, and then I reached out to Kareen, who had been talking shit on and off for like
2 years.
For like a year or two. Yeah, a while. Sending like pictures of her with finished pizza plates and all kinds of shit. And
poking the pizza bin.
She was trying me, and I kept trying to set it up. And she works in law enforcement, and all the I'm trying to set up for Sunday during a pay-per-view, because I think generally the way we want to do it is to like lead into a pay-per-view with our bullshit, and that was never going to happen. And then we put for the Rumble this year. I'm like, listen, I invited her to it, and I called her out for all her shit talking. And I'm like, are you going to step up? She's like, well, I got to work. And I'm like, well, why don't you? It's like 3 weeks out. Just call in. Call in, switch around, do a little swap-a-roo with someone. Figure it out. And she's like, it was like, oh yeah, I can do that. So she did it, and so I'm gonna give her all the credit in the world for stepping up. It's gonna be sad when when I destroy her, because there's no way she's gonna eat more pizza than me. But we'll see. We'll see. Anything could happen. I could have a bad day, and
I'll be there for you, Ben. I
Yeah,
got every CT Fletcher YouTube video memorized. I'm just gonna scream in quotes on you if she gets
motivational.
Oh, absolutely.
Weightlifting kind of quote
stuff that has no relevance to what we're doing.
Right. Well, yeah. I think as far as intimidation tactics go, I'm not sure what would work with her.
She's a cop.
Yeah,
I was gonna intimidate her.
I was gonna like instead of water use Four Loko or something, but.
So Ben Temples is not only going to win, he's going to be like John Henry at the end of and chipping away the tunnelways is going to drop dead afterwards.
Yeah, well, like yesterday, just to confirm, so I didn't look like we weren't all standing around tomorrow with our dicks in our hands, and she no-shows. I was like, I messaged her and was just like checking in, and making sure that she hadn't chickened out, and I said, I hope you're ready to take your whooping on Sunday. And so she replied back that she'll be there. And then she said, I can't wait to take my victory shit in your toilet.
Which is one of the best,
And then followed up with clog that bitch up. And I'm like, oh, I could fall in love with a girl like that. But
the Pizza Temple may fall tomorrow, or it may not.
We'll see. So I've been working a week from hell, driving to Port St. Lucie.
I'm sorry.
And back down to Fort Lauderdale for work. And so I hit West Palm Beach at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I'm like, I got to kill an hour. I can't, on a Friday rush hour traffic going home for an hour drive.
Absolutely
I need
not.
So I was like, I got to kill an hour. So I pulled into a sushi, all-you-can-eat sushi buffet as like I'm like, I got to eat dinner. And might as well like kind of practice for Sunday. So I went and I had like 4 plates of food, but I still didn't want to eat carbs yet. So I'm saving that for tomorrow. The pizza. It's gonna fuck me up. It's really gonna fuck me up. But so I was just like eating stir fried meat and shrimp and they, at night they have nicer stuff. So it was bacon wrapped shrimp and all kinds of like 4 plates of food. I just stuffed the shit out of myself, and then I was like, "What am I doing? I gotta drive home for an hour." But yeah, I'm like fine. I just had to get a little practice round in of like eating a lot of food and kind of seeing how I feel while I'm doing it.
I'm confident in you, Temples. I think you can do this.
And I hope when I step up to the plate, I can at least hit a triple.
I'll kick out the leg of her chair if you need to.
I don't need any shenanigans, but we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be exciting. Looks deceive her because she's. I don't know if that's even the right term, but she's a pretty small girl, so we'll see how this goes. But she's an athlete, she's a runner and whatever.
She's done a lot of shit talking. She's got a lot of promise there to keep.
A couple of people said, "Man, I've seen her eat before. You might have a problem." So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. But
10-4. I got the poison dart ready if you need it though.
Yeah, I don't think I will. I'm also annoyed that, I guess there's no controller, but I'd like to have Blake handling the duties of doing the play-by-play on this thing as we stream it live on Facebook. And I guess that's the plug, that if you want to watch it live or watch it later, go to our Facebook page and we'll have this whole
just like we have these terrible podcasts, we'll be uploading a terrible video stream of someone, mostly probably me, just doing his best.
well, the last one was pretty good. It was. We had a lot. We had like 1,000 people watch it, and
that wasn't me though, buddy.
No, listen. You're not. I don't think whoever's hosting it's selling the tickets. So it's the event.
I've never sold the tickets, sir.
It's the pizza eating contest that's selling this
thing. My own family doesn't want to pay to see me do shit.
Yeah, well, that's whatever. So I'm also waiting to hear from Joe from Joe's Old School Pizza. So he might call in the middle of this thing. Get the they sponsored the last one, so I figured I'll buy the pizzas from him again for this one because A, they're good, and B, I like Joe, and just he hooked us up last time, so might as well just use.
No, he's one of the few people who's an active participant in this whole Pizza Rumble nonsense. So definitely got to give a shout out.
Right.
And it doesn't hurt that he supplies the pizzas.
Right. Well, that's a Billy Fives hookup. We were talking about that when we were setting the first one up a couple of years ago, the one we had at Jackie's house. That he tagged Joe in the thing, and that in the conversations, and went from there. Yeah, this time we're not. I decided not to do a super hype thing because we're not. Back then we were doing the videos, and we were kind of active on the internet more than we are now. So with this Breakfast Club thing, so this one I'm like, we'll just do it. It'll go up. Whoever watches it, watch. I'm not going to do a bunch of promoting and hyping, and it was kind of hard to do, not knowing if anyone was even going to participate with me, or if I was going to be eating pizza by myself, like a weird fetish video on the dark internet.
Way more money than any legitimate
I should
contest.
Just sit in a diaper and just eat pizza all day and get paid for it.
Sir, I don't even know what we're talking about. Why aren't we filming this? Our gods will just shy away from the nonsense.
because I still have a shred of dignity.
No, you don't. I met you.
Listen, just because I have a Snapchat channel where I just fart into the internet doesn't mean that I don't have some dignity somewhere.
All right, Ben. Well, you let me know when we finally look in the mirror and stop with the lies. And then we'll start the films of you eating pizza in your diapers, large quantities of food.
The day I invest heavily in sweatpants and give up on waist sizes will be the day that we enter into the next phase of my eating / amateur porn / I don't know. I don't even know what
this
it is.
week we
hey,
see
what is that? That's a sex thing, right? Or do people get off on how, I
don't
what's the
fucking
interest?
know.
What's the interest in watching someone eat a lot, like the glutton stuff?
Bro, I wasn't born crazy. I don't know.
Well, I thought maybe you don't have to
But it's out there.
Yeah, I mean, you might have just heard or be educated in it, or
do I look educated to you?
Or I mean, educated in it in some way, like because you knew someone who did it, or. I mean, you're in the wrestling world. It's not like you wouldn't know people that would gladly get paid to do anything.
That's not present tense. This shit was, sir,
yeah.
was,
well,
and the wrestling world became a lot less fun.
Let me tell you, I've watched your social media page. There's still a lot of that buzzing around you.
No, there's not.
Yeah, they love to pop in when you're not looking.
Like sneaky little trolls coming out of the floorboards.
Oh my god, boy. Yeah, I mean, some of the people that we know that would have done something like that are dead or not into that stuff anymore. But like that dude, that real fat wrestler, what's his name? He would have, he probably would have made a good earning, getting paid to just eat food all day on the
internet. Fuck him though. So.
Yeah. I'm just saying, there's career opportunities out there. You don't all have to have Patreon accounts where you just sell extra risque photos of yourself. You could just sit and get fat and eat pizza. It's
a lot easier.
I don't know which one costs you more of your dignity, but
well, I know what the one cost me, so I can imagine the second one. While
wait, there's pictures of you on.
No, fuck no.
You sold.
But just the little I did do.
I'm not saying wrestling. I'm just saying that those are people that would bite on that.
No, I never did any of the custom stuff. Never did any of that custom stuff. As you know, that weird shit. Like, I just want two grown men all oiled up doing hammerlock reversals. Just hammerlock reversals.
Custom videos, for anyone that doesn't know, are like in the independent wrestling business, or where I get like it's the easiest way to put it is like, let's say you have a list of people that are available, and you pick a few, 1, 2, 4, however many you want. It's all a la carte and costs money.
A talent pool, if you
and
would.
then you literally are paying for however, it's a match filmed just for you, filmed, sent to you. It's never, I assume, never used or sent anywhere else, but and you can have them do whatever you want in it. And I guess I guess it goes from the G-rated to the other side of the spectrum if you've got people willing to do it. But most of them land in the PG rating.
Yeah, most of it's really weird. Most of it is just like, I want two girls fully dressed in kimonos, and I just want headlocks and hammerlocks just around. Maybe a waist lock for the finish, like a waist lock and like a small package.
This whole thing's giving me a small package.
It's just one of those things where I guess you would assume it to be like, a lot more like risque. It's really mundane.
It sounds like the concept sounds, especially because it's private, where you're like you're paying for it and it's yours, and it's not for like public consumption or for public. Like,
God, I wish some of it was. Some people's careers would
you would think
you would
think more of it would be really fucked up kinky shit. But I think yeah, well, especially since I think that a lot of or at least some of the custom stuff is done like like all at the same time. So you book a space, you rent a ring, and for like 8 hours you've already prearranged all the stuff. And everyone just does their matches, and then they're sent off. And
because
paid.
Most of it, 90% of it.
So you can't really have a lot unless it's like straight porn and it's a straight porn shoot. You're not going to be going from hammerlocks and wrist locks to
You might. You might
to finger bangs and whatever else.
You might.
Yeah, I don't think so though.
Tackle, drop down, ass fuck. You never know, man.
I think the problem is I don't think the next person's going to want to be in the ring with that.
Oh please, wrestlers are stupid. Of course they don't mind. They don't have any like integrity or anything.
It's not so much integrity as the fluids.
You should see some of this stuff.
And
some of the rings I've had to bump in my life. It's what it is.
Yeah, but if you just saw someone,
should not be a good time for everyone just to understand that I fucking hate professional wrestling, and I'm going to talk so much shit about it over the course of this podcast. It's going to drive people up the walls.
Well, but everyone just say you're bitter. So
bitter, petty. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Over it is what I would like to say.
Yeah.
But whenever we go back to it, I'm from a fresh perspective.
I'll get you to wrestle again.
Shit, just my emotions, sir.
I do see some of your friends try and get you back in the ring sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Man, would it be a great idea? Get back in shape, spend all that time, money, and effort, and then get paid $25 to bump in front of family and friends. No, that's okay. I'll stay home and not do any of that bullshit.
I mean, you don't have to have a wrestling. Well, I was gonna say you don't have to have a upcoming wrestling match to be motivated to stay in shape. You could just do that for yourself. But I'm saying that thinking about Anthony, our friend, who takes a booking like every 8 months to a year, and then the month and a half before that, he has to lose like 40 pounds because he's been doing absolutely nothing.
For 2 months out of the year, he's super serial about being in shape, sir. Super serial.
Yeah, like right now.
Right now.
He's like Mr. Keto, Mr. Going to the gym, and he tells me about it. Like, I've got a headache. I only ate once today. I had 500 calories, and I'm going to the gym, and I'm.
By the way, I think it should be a criminal offense to say keto casually in a conversation. If you humble brag about your diet, I hope you get leprosy.
But is that if you're just saying you're on a diet, or that's
fine. But it's the people that are like, oh, no, that's okay. I'm in ketosis right now. I'm like, oh, really? Cool. Hope you get that coronavirus, or was it the Kung Flu, or whatever they're calling it now? I hope you get a bout of that, you dumb shit. Just fucking eat it or don't. I don't give a shit about your ketosis.
Well, they're explaining why, so you're not.
I don't give a fuck.
So you're not offended. They're not eating your.
Nothing.
Your shitty food.
Nothing offends me but people's existence. That's it.
From now on, I'll just go. I'm good. I just don't want to eat your shitty food.
I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that.
That's better than being like, hey,
man, I'm more shitty food for me.
Better than saying, hey, I'm on a diet.
Yeah, I just know it's
that
good.
Offends you more.
Just, hey, I'm on a diet. Awesome. That's cool. And I'm going through my 3rd week of ketosis. Don't fucking care. No one else does either.
All right. Well.
All right. 10-4, man.
I don't.
It's a small little triggering moment.
I'm just saying that. Well, that comes up when we're talking about like things like getting into shape for the ring, because I know that's a quick weight loss diet.
Well, I mean,
and we know that you or the Slambino or whoever else we're talking about
Slambino
always need a quick weight loss thing. Because you guys, not just you guys, but all of us, kind of, when we're not on the program, we're way off the program.
Yeah, I think I've seen the inside of a gym once in 4 years. Whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Well, since my new job started, I haven't had the time to go, and I say that knowing that people go, oh, there's always time, but I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot less time when you have to get up at 5 and you get home at 7, and it's like. You're just hoping that you lift enough heavy shit while you're working that it kind of mitigates some of the losses.
Yeah. My metabolism takes care of most of that. I can't get fat to save my life, so. Actually, technically, I guess I can't get fat to save my life. So
you've been fat.
No, I haven't. Not really.
I mean.
I've had a belly. I'll huff and puff up and down stairs, but I did that when I was in shape anyway. Just hate cardio.
You've started to get unpleasant to look at.
Oh, well, thank you, buddy.
I'm just kidding.
I take that as the highest compliment.
So I was telling you before we started recording that I thought you had pulled in earlier. I was looking out the
Imposter Prime?
No, I was looking out I had the sliding glass door open to the little balcony on my apartment, and I can see the parking lot down there, and I could hear someone talking on the phone on their car, that car system kind of, and they always play it like way too loud, where you can hear half the other half of the conversation, up a flight of stairs and through a window. And I thought it was you, and I'm like, oh, this fucking asshole. He's not only has he backed his car into a spot, which I always find annoying, but you were in the handicap spot.
All things I would do.
All things you would do. So that's why I assumed it was you, and you were like listening to this conversation loud on the. That was the first sign that it wasn't, because I don't know. I don't give you credit to be able to swing a Bluetooth setup.
You're correct, sir. Don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, but I was still thought it was you, because the other two things. It was a black car, which I thought was your wife's car, and then I saw a lady in the passenger seat that looked a lot like Natalia, so I was like, yeah, but it wasn't you.
Imposter prime and imposter wife.
Yeah. So I want to apologize for
apologize for me
for assuming that you were doing things that you have been seen. You have been caught doing plenty.
So you want to
like parking in a handicap spot.
So funny enough, that handicap spot was one of the only open spots when I pulled in today, and the thought process in my mind, I'm like, should I? And I went, you know what? Nah. And I mean,
do you have the thing to put in your window?
No, not even a reprinted one, no.
Oh, because I remember that I used to just beat the shit out of you too, because I guess she had a handicap, from her mom, and you guys would just like blatantly pull into the spots and
cheat to win, sir. Cheat to win.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that's how it works. That like, oh, well, I have my mom, I have somebody's handicap thing in my car, so I'm just going to use it.
It's America, sir. It's America.
You say those things like they apply, like in context. It's not a good answer for it. It's like we're having two separate conversations.
Oh no! I only park in the handicap spots if I think I can get away with it, or if I don't care. So
again,
those lines blur way more than they should.
98% of the time we're talking about. But yeah. I was looking because I have my boss's truck in the parking lot, and
is that the one without the back window?
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, huh. When I pulled up, I'm like, why do you have your boss's truck?
Okay, well,
where's your boss? Did you kill him? Is he in the Everglades?
No, he's
been where in the Everglades is he?
Okay, he's at a brace yourself a kickball tournament in Puerto Rico.
I thought Puerto Rico lost all its infrastructure.
For like 2 weeks I've been like busting his balls, going, there's gonna be another earthquake.
It's like going to Sudan.
The hellmouth is gonna open up underneath you and swallow you. If you go, make sure you stand in the doorway. That kind of shit. They win. I mean, whatever. It's Puerto Rico. They'd planned the trip to Puerto Rico, but it's like under the gay pretext. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna use that word like I grew up in the '80s. Under the gay pretext that they're in a kickball tournament.
I'm so triggered right now. Vibrating.
I know. It's cult-like, and I'm not going to rag on it too much. But so anyway, so Wednesday he was flying out, and I'm like, he was supposed to set up things for me to do for the rest of the week, so I'm not working, and I wake up like at my normal time, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and there's already a text from him like, hey, I couldn't push my flight back, because he'd been talking about the day before, and normally I take a train up to West Palm Beach, and he picks me up and we go work all day. So I didn't know what that meant. He goes, Blizz, the other guy that works with us that is staying at his place, he's like, Blizz will get you, and because he's got a later flight. So I still didn't know what that meant. And I'm like thinking like I'm still taking the train up to West Palm Beach, and I'm just gonna have Blizz pick me up with the boss's truck, and then I guess I'll drop him off to fly to Puerto Rico because he's in the kickball tournament too, and whatever. But like 20 minutes later, I get a call. Hey man, I'm downstairs. And it's Blizz with the truck, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like. First of all, now I gotta get dressed because I've been snoozing. I know how long I can hit that snooze thing on my.
the good old 15-minute snooze intervals.
Just because I set my alarm for 5 o'clock doesn't mean I don't snooze it till like 5:35.
Amen.
And so like before that whole snooze cycle was over, I'm getting a call from downstairs that someone's waiting. Blizz is waiting with the truck, and I'm like, what the fuck? All right, man. It's like. I'm like, let me just put some pants on. So I go downstairs, and of course, it's the coldest day of the year that we've had so far. And go down there, and he's like, yeah, man, I dropped them off at the airport, down here. Well, I live close to Fort Lauderdale Airport, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not driving all the way back to West Palm to come back down here, so I'm just going to get you now. I'm going to grab some Waffle House, and then you could drop me off at the airport, and I'll just chill there." So I'm like, "All right." So we do all that, and it's like, so that long story short is I've got his truck, and I guess, see, communication is not a strong suit, but I guess I'm giving him the truck back Monday. Maybe I'm picking them up at the airport. I have no idea. All I know is I have his truck. Now, the problem is the back window's broken.
I can see it from here.
Yeah. So it's a pickup truck and the back window's broken.
That window's been broke out for a while. You can cover it with anything?
No, it's never been covered with anything. It's been broken like 2 or 3 months. I did break it. That was me one day packing the truck up from a job. Like the end of a job where you've got all the tools going in the truck.
You replaced it by now.
And something shifted and the wheelbarrow fell over and went through the glass, and I felt all bad about it, and the boss was laughing, and I could see why he was laughing, because he never bothered to fix it anyways. And it's like
he prefers it broken.
He does in a certain way, in that because there's no working AC, you get better ventilation now when you roll down the windows. But also because we haul a lot of big shit around.
Yeah, you got the extra
those long 2x4s or the long strips of wood. Now we just shove them all the way back, wedge them right into the dashboard, and
that windshield's going next, buddy.
And the windshield. And so now we can now we don't have to strap stuff over the top of the roof. It just goes into the truck.
How about we do everybody a favor, involve you and me? We'll just grab my hammer, knock all those windows out, and you guys just wear goggles when you drive around.
No, because the other windows keep us dry. That back window.
Oh.
Because rain is mostly vertical. It doesn't really get into the back seat too much.
Is that your opinion as a meteorologist?
So the problem is that you now have a truck that has a busted back window. So when I have it and it's sitting in, it's fine when it's sitting at his house and at his house and whatever.
Anybody could just walk in.
But I'm living in an apartment complex, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm like, and there was tons of tools in the pickup bed, and I'm like, well, I can't leave all this shit. It'll all be gone. No. I had to go back to his house and dump it off.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, I can't have all this shit just sitting in the back of the truck. It's all going to be gone in the morning. This isn't like parking at his place. So yeah, it's
a lot of thought went into that, the whole moving the truck around process. I see.
Yeah. So he now also keep in mind, I've paid him for that window. So if he doesn't get it fixed in another month, I'm gonna be like, hey man, give me my $300 back.
The fuck yeah, man.
As far as I'm concerned, I want an extra 100 because you're treating it like a customization.
I need money for my time.
Listen, if you take your car somewhere and have them modify it and customize it, you pay for it.
That's right.
So if you're not treating it like a damage and you're treating it like a modification, then
there's window services that will show up on the job site and do it while you're working.
I know, and he mumbled something about taking care of it again while he was going out of town, but
it just seems like something that's on a priority list.
No, it's for sure not. It's.
I mean, no, obviously not. He hasn't even. I mean, he must live someplace where he can park it fully, full of tools, and no one's gonna touch it.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but it's a house in a development. But someone could walk by and liberate something. But my point is, he's not leaving the shit in the back of his truck. He's He's probably taking it into the garage out of his house. I'm like, I have a garage here, but I don't want to unload all that shit in here.
It's like now that I see it, I can't unsee it. Just, man, it's driving me nuts because I would know I would immediately replace the back window
it'd get it fixed within the week.
Yeah, I mean,
especially since it's I assume it's either an insurance claim or.
And it's not. It's a back window. It's not. Does it have a sliding middle?
No.
There you go. It couldn't be simpler.
I'm saying, if you like that feature where we slide stuff in all the way into the cab, then get a new back window with that sliding window, and so you can still do that. But at least you know, I don't know. All I'm gonna say is that the truck's disgusting. I don't think it's been cleaned once ever, like a run through a car wash or vacuumed. You know, and so I don't. He doesn't really take care of his stuff very well. So I could see why he wouldn't be in a rush to.
Somebody at least puts oil changes in the thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. When things start making a funny sound.
You know, it kind of smells weird.
Well, he might listen. He might have one of those people that calls him and lets him know when it's time for an oil change.
10-4.
But you never know. But so anyway, the truck's a fucking shit show. But I've had it all week, so yay. except that like the commute, because the job that I've been working on is in Port St. Lucie. It's like the first few days, it was like I'm taking a train from here to West Palm, meeting him, and then taking like another 30 or 45-minute drive up. And so I could sleep on the train or watch my stories or whatever. But now that he's out of town and I've got the truck, I'm driving like an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it's been storming every day, and it's been wrecks and traffic. And one day it was like 2 hours and 45-minute drive. I was like ready to
shaking with rage.
Go home and punch my pillow a few times.
Oh my goodness! I still haven't got past your stories. You've become that old man now.
My stories. I just like I like saying things like that only because it gets a reaction, not because I actually use it in my vocabulary.
Oh shit! Yeah, no. I might actually have to be going up to Port St. Lucie sometime next week to do some testing on some backflows. So that'll be fun. Maybe we'll get lunch.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be up there or not. I like all week. I'm just like, I was in a bathroom in a house, you know, fixing the walls and drywall repair and painting, and then I installed a toilet. And nothing fun. Those, you know, what's funny is like installing a toilet. Those wax rings, they're brown. So it immediately looks like shit when you get it on your finger, but it's like brand new, like wax from a box out of a store. But you like in your head, because you're working with a toilet or whatever. As soon as you get that wax on your hands, you're like already grossed out because it looks like
pooped on.
It looks like a shit smear everywhere. It's awful. I know probably very few people know what we're talking about, but there's like a donut or a ring, and it's made of just a brown wax, and it's I guess like what, an inch and a half tall.
Yeah, it should have 2 inches. I think.
and it goes on the floor, and then the toilet sits on that, and it's a ring for like the big hole in the ground.
Yeah, it's
a seal, so
it's just a seal, yeah.
So that nothing seeps out into the, you know, between the toilet and the floor. It all goes down where it's supposed to go. But yeah, when you put it, I mean, it's not like it was a disaster, you know, before I put the toilet in. There was nothing there. They had tiled the floor and stuff, so it was all pretty clean. Some people get skeeved out by that because it's like basically a shithole. It's a hole where shit goes.
Yeah, I don't get the pleasure of doing that kind of stuff anymore.
No, I just have to remember not to wash my hands before I rub my eyes.
Oh man!
Between that or washing my hands after I eat chicken wings before I take a piss, because I always get the hot sauce.
Woo!
And you don't want none of that super hot sauce touching your pee hole.
Get that hot dick.
Yeah. On the outside it'll burn, but man, you ever accidentally graze the
so it's burning on the inside.
Anything that could be considered like an inner part or a near inner part, you're gonna be in trouble. Big trouble. It's like wiping your eye or picking your nose, man.
Oh man.
You don't want hot sauce on your fingers.
Oh shit.
And we speaking of hot sauce, we keep a stash in that truck. Every time I go to Wawa or anywhere that has like little packets of hot sauce, I just like throw 2 handfuls in my back pocket.
Hot sauce bandit.
I steal them because then you're somewhere else and you need hot sauce and you don't have it.
I've never been in that, like, you know, predicament.
I love hot sauce. You're the other end of the spectrum, I guess.
I got Crohn's, daddy.
Yeah. So I think my boss has some intestinal thing. Every time he eats, he's like, it's a race to get to a shitter about 15, 20 minutes later.
Well, it might be his own doing. He takes care of his body like he takes care of his vehicles.
That's true. But he has a problem. Like, he'll be shitting like 5-6 times in a day.
No, that's not healthy.
And I'll be laughing, and he'll be like, I think it started to irritate him because this last time I'm like, I went to go take a piss, and he's in there again. Like, this is his third time shitting. And I'm like, you're shitting again? And he, in this really upset voice, is like, I just ate. You know I have a problem. And that just made me laugh even more. There was one day where we were like, he was like, we were headed somewhere, and he was like just getting on the 95, and it hit him that he was like in this fourth wave of contractions, you know, and delivering this.
The baby's coming.
Poo baby, food baby, whatever. And he's like, I don't think I'm going to make it. And he's like squirming in his seat and he's starting to sweat. And I am in the seat next to him, just crying, laughing, half hoping he doesn't shit, because then I have to smell it. But then half hoping he does for the story. And he's like literally like doing the practice breathing, like when you're giving birth, and
they can control the.
He's exactly like that. He's sweating, and I'm laughing, and he's getting mad at me for laughing. And I'm like, brother, if you were in any seat but yours right now, you'd be laughing too. And he it took like every ounce of will to get off the highway and pull in somewhere where he could have a proper sit down. He swears to me that he almost shit himself.
Isn't it weird that that a lot of people sit back and they're just like, I only shit at the house, or I only shit at restrooms like this, and this. And
that's a convenience some people don't have.
Goes out the window when the only thought in your mind is, I can't shit my pants.
Right.
Please, dear Lord, don't let me shit my pants.
Well,
you will shit anywhere at that point.
Some people can hold off for days and days, but it's like when I was driving up the other day, you know, like I said, it's like an hour and a half to 2 hour drive, and I made the mistake of hitting the Wawa right by my house.
Yeah.
So like literally like ground zero of the trip, you know, not before you've even logged a mile, and I made a mistake and had like a coffee and like some energy drink, and about 30 minutes into the trip, I'm like, I'm on the turnpike, so there's less exits. And B, I'm like, I had just passed one of those rest stops. The next one was like 45 minutes away. And those are the ones where they clean the bathrooms every hour. And I'm like, that's the luxury you want to hit the rest stops. You don't want to have to pull off at the next exit and go to McDonald's. So I made a compromise with myself, and I'm like, all right, I know the Home Depot toilets are usually pretty good, so I'll get off at the next exit and find the nearest Home Depot. But that was still like 6 miles away. So I was having a real panic mode where I thought that there were like two thoughts going through my head. There was either I pull over right now on the highway and run over towards the bushes, but I didn't want some like snake or gator jumping up and snapping my ass, 'cause you know, some of the wilderness out here in Florida, you can't trust yourself. You can't trust.
And one of those swamp apes coming out of the fucking.
Two was there's an orange Home Depot bucket in the back of the truck.
Shit in a bucket?
Yeah, and it was like, and plus that way you've got like, you can kind of hold on to it like handles and kind of have the proper squat. You know, nothing worse than like if you do like a squat out in the woods.
And you fall back.
You fall back, or like you're not bent. I had once when I was a little kid where I would bend over to poop, and your jeans are still around your legs over like where your knees and shins are, but I like wasn't bent forward enough that I shit into my pants. And so I've never made that mistake again. Now the practice is if you're gonna have to do a in the wild crap shit dump, whatever, the best idea is to kind of do one of those wall squats against like a tree or something, so your legs are way out in front of you, your back's up against the wall or the tree or whatever, and so you're like everything you own and hold precious is clear of the drop zone. And then the third, so I'm doing all that you negotiate with yourself in your head in these situations, and you try to figure out what you want to do, what you're willing to do, and what you're capable of doing.
I understand that emotion.
And I wanted to get to Home Depot. I was willing to get to Home Depot. I just wasn't sure I was capable of getting to Home Depot. But I did it. I almost stopped at the Starbucks, but then I remembered they let every homeless person in the world shit in Starbucks now, so that was quickly off the table. And I drove right past it another 3 miles to the Home Depot.
Yeah, and the only thing that shits in a Home Depot bathroom is either a contractor tradesman or something like high-end, high-tootin' clientele that, probably shouldn't be buying shit at a Home Depot. Should probably be letting said tradesman or contractor be doing the work they're there for.
Right. Yeah, no, they're pretty clean. So I've had good results when I had to, every time I had to do one at Home Depot. The other good place is if you can find a hotel lobby. Because, again, there's someone that cleans those bathrooms like every hour on the hour, if not more often. So, but like I said, in the middle of nowhere on the turnpike, there's that's hit or miss too. Like, are you going to be able to find a hotel that actually has like a lobby, or is it going to be one of those like Days Inn deals where there's no like bathroom,
or like a movie?
It's just a window to check in.
Like go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
And so, like, hey, we need your ticket. Like, I got a ticket. Ticket to shit.
Yeah, so that's a.
It's crazy, especially with Crohn's. That happened way too. I mean, I've got it under control now, so I'm very, very cool. But every now and then, those you're in the middle of a drive, and it's like, hey, you got 10 miles. Make your decision. Make a choice. You're like, oh shit, exactly.
Well, I would figure after a while you kind of know.
Yeah, you get the warning signs.
Like how much. It's like when you get the warning light on your gas tank.
Yeah, you get like
that. I've got another 10 miles or 20 miles.
You get that weird trimmer, and you're like, huh.
Either you're
happening.
excited about a new girl you met, or you're kind of shit.
Yeah, and then you see a sign that just might resemble some kind of like facility that went to shit, and then your body goes, hey, let's do this. And then most people, myself included, will make that mistake and go, I'll get at the next rest stop, the next exit. That is when the mistake is made.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
Because then your body just goes, all right, asshole. All right, you might make it. You might not. But you're going to be in pain the entire time.
I've never had where the urge, like the emergency shit has hit, and where I haven't made it somewhere, but I have. All of my shit, my pants stories are literally just risking it on a fart.
Yeah, it's close calls. I've never happened. Not even with the Crohn's, never happened. But there have been some calls that they came too close, sir. Where just as you're getting there, you go to fart, and you go, oh no.
And then it's like you've had a Hershey Kiss between your cheeks all day, and it's just been slowly melting back there.
There's a little cleanup that has to go on back there.
Oh, there's no little cleanup. We were leaving the ale house one night, and it was in my, my friend Robert. He had just got a new car, and had cloth seats. And my brother was in the back seat. I was in the front seat. And I leaned over to fart, and immediately it was the wettest, like, most liquidy thing of all time. I immediately raised my butt off the seat. And I looked at Robert, I go, I think I just shit myself. And I reached back, and the back of my jeans were already soaking wet. And so it went through 2 layers. One denim, like lickety split, like split second. And I'm like, he's like, do not sit back down. This is a brand new car. So I had to get up I had to turn around in the seat and sit on the seat on my knees, facing the back. Where my brother, I'm now face to face with my brother, who's crying, laughing at me. The whole way to my house.
Oh, Jesus.
And all I hear is muttering from the seat next to me. Can't believe you just shit in my car. I can't believe you just shit in my car. God damn it.
Oh my goodness.
And you want to be mad at yourself, but it's such a funny situation, and someone's literally in your face laughing at you that you can't help but laugh. Robert wasn't laughing because
no, because he just spent good money on a brand new car.
Yeah, but I didn't fuck his seat up, so that was good.
Oh shit! Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. This podcast has devolved into just telling stories about shitting your pants.
Well, we've got a few events coming up here that we can talk about. We've obviously got the Pizza Rumble. We've gotten to that, but
well, the pizza and like we've kind of glossed over. But the Pizza Rumble is. We did this once before, where it's just a pizza eating contest, and we do it before the Royal Rumble, so we call it the Pizza Rumble.
That's correct.
That's the whole.
And then
the whole nitty gritty of it. And I'm the champ. I won the last one.
Do we
So I'm defending my title.
Are we as one member of this podcast who does watch product, are we excited about this year's Rumble? Because I don't give a shit. I'm just going to for the Pizza Rumble and for me.
The WWE Royal Rumble, I haven't watched WWE TV in like 4 weeks. Maybe 1 or 2 shows in 4 weeks, and that's not a lot because there's like 3 televised shows every week, and so I haven't watched anything. All I know is that Brock Lesnar is the first entrant. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And he chose to be the first entrant to prove how badass
he is.
Did he
choose, or did Paul Heyman choose for him?
Paul Heyman said that Brock chose. Oh. So who knows? Because Brock doesn't really talk. But so that's all I know. The exciting thing about the Royal Rumble at our place is that it's a continued tradition from our friend Jackie's house, where we you pay in $10 and you get to draw a number, and that number, whatever that number is, will correspond to the wrestler that comes out at that number during the Royal Rumble. So if I draw 13, the 13th person to come out, that's my guy. And if my guy wins the whole thing, I win all the money. So that's why the Royal Rumble is the most fun one we watch and do, because we've turned it into a gambling event.
We have.
And now there's 2. There's the women's and the men's. So now you pay $20, and you get to pick a men's and a women's number. And so this year I went all out. I got the little lotto tumbler thing, and I got blue and pink ping pong balls, and we got little numbers on them.
We got the reveals.
Yeah, that looks like it does. It looks like a gender reveal.
It really does.
It's pink,
but it's kind of
pink
weird
and baby blue balls.
Because it's weird because you reach in what if you pick pink, you're just it's gonna be a girl now. Could have been a boy, but because I picked a pink ball randomly out of a fucking
right. Well, the idea is instead of doing it twice, just go in and pick a blue one and pick a pink one. And whatever. So I could have gotten 2 tumblers, but that seemed like overkill. Maybe next year we'll invest slowly in the future. But I don't know anything about it. I don't know who's in it this year. I don't know who's the favorite. I don't know storylines. But all I know is that we always have fun, with this pay-per-view, and everyone comes over, everyone enjoys it.
Are you a former winner of the?
I've never won.
I've won.
You won once. How much did you win? Because it fluctuates from year to year, depending on how many people play.
$250.
Yeah. See, that was a good year. See, some years, if.
Remember the year that the gentleman who won wasn't even there all night just for the Rumble? That was the most just. Oh, so angry.
Well, but there's 2. I don't begrudge this one because it's just gambling. Is that when someone's girlfriend who doesn't even have an interest plays and wins?
Oh yeah,
that's fine because it's gambling anyways. And they get invested because they know they're watching and they've got money on the line, and like everyone else, they get into it, and then they're super excited when they win because they didn't even know about this shit.
Yeah. They showed up with no proof of anything.
That 1 year at Jackie's when Howard Baum.
I was gonna throw names.
Fuck him! I'll name him all day long. I don't like that guy. He's a bootleg Big Lebowski. He showed up last minute.
Like literally last minute.
Like I think the Rumble was already midway.
He just grabbed whatever numbers were left.
He bought whatever was left and he won. And he was like, "Oh, I don't even care." And he's dismissive and whatever. And he left with like $150, $200 or whatever.
It's like he robbed us.
I was like, he annoyed the shit out of me that night too.
He
like wanted me. He like asked me to fucking take a picture of him with Gangrel was there, and he's like, take a picture of me with Dave. And then he's just like micromanaging me on that to take a picture. And I was like, dude, I'm taking a picture for you. Just chill out. I don't know. That guy works my nerves every time I see him. So whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so it was extra annoying that he won the thing. But like from year to year, like if we have exactly 15 people, you can pick two numbers.
Yeah.
So there's less money in the thing. But if like let's say it's over that, let's say 18 or 20 people play, then there's extra numbers. More money goes in because people buy those numbers. Or if more people are playing, let's say you had 30 people here, that's the same deal. You 30 people at Time, that's a $300 pot. We never really get to that, but or rarely have. But usually we end up. It's a modest. I don't invite the world to this thing. So like usually it ends up where like your $10 gets you two numbers. Yeah. But now since there's two Rumbles, there's a men's and a women's, you have two chances to win that.
Yeah, I don't need to have all the people over here either. We know too many people that suck.
Yeah.
But we also know a lot of cool people, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that statement meant, but
should it always be notated that whenever I'm speaking, I'm high?
I mean, you can preface every show by saying, "Just warning, I'm high." So
just warning, I'm
anything I say.
So I have these thoughts and notions, but no real punchlines, or no, like I'll start a fully realized thought, but then never finish it. Right.
Well,
just trail off into nonsense.
Yeah, I know you watch even less than I do, so you have no interest. The only thing I watch is AEW, really, and I love it because it's so like. It's so different than the WWE in terms of like it really has that old WCW feel where they were more willing to do things like have a show on a cruise ship or the pool or whatever or the matches at the pool or whatever. But what, did the dog just walk out? Great. He'll probably come up and bother you. We may have to taper this off soon. But anyway, yeah, it's much more interesting than what what WWE's been doing lately. So yeah, I don't. We'll have fun. We'll watch it. We won't know half of what's going on, but
I think
there's always some surprise people that show up.
I think in a year's time, I've watched two. I think I may have watched a pay-per-view, but I'm not even sure what it was. I think it was one of the AEW ones, the first ones before they got the DVD deal and all that nonsense.
I'm sure the only wrestling stuff you've seen is what I've made you watch.
Yeah, and then I watched last week. I was telling you before we did this. I watched an episode of most of an episode of NXT, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through it. It was just garbage. I can't even be polite. It was just garbage.
Even that shows. Even though it's supposed to be like the newer talents and stuff, it's still
same garbage.
Feels repetitive.
It is.
I mean, like the matches are better. I think they give them the time to do their best, but do their best work. But it's the same. It just feels repetitive.
And I realized like
I don't like the setup, like the dark little studio they've got every week.
That wasn't none of my complaints. My complaints are just like maybe it's just because I'm now so far removed that when I go back and watch it, I just see it from a different perspective. But I'm like, does anybody realize that this is awful? Like that this is just bad? Like you got some real talented people there. You got the really talented people on that show. It's just bad. It's poorly done and executed and like. By the way, whoever does the commentary, throw them into a river of lava.
You don't like Mauro Ranallo?
Everyone around him else.
Beth Phoenix?
I can't stand her. Cannot stand her. She is terrible. She is absolutely the worst female commentator I've ever heard. Maybe one of the worst.
There's not many of them, so.
Maybe one of the worst commentators.
She could be the best and the worst. There's only been like two.
and like I love Beth Phoenix, but like all right, like, okay, you wanted to give her a job, that's fine, but she's also a phenomenal worker. Why isn't she in the back helping, like, Shawn Michaels with the women? Because let me tell you something. Some of those female matches that I saw, were bad. It was just bad. Like,
well, but
bad.
Yeah. Well, that's the NXT. They're not.
But I listen.
They're not as seasoned. They're not as seasoned as. They're not as seasoned. All right. Well,
where are we at?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Has it?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
You know, I was gonna bring up the story of us going to see Creed, but I think we'll save that because I think we should like hint at it every episode until we get enough of a following where they demand it or they stop listening, and then we tell a story that doesn't live up to the hype at all. Oh, right, because the build is ridiculous. But yeah, we can stop here. Nobody's listening anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I listen.
You know, you're the guy. You're the one click.
I'm the one click.
But you know, again, we don't have a name. We don't know how to sign off on this. We have no sponsors. We have no, we have no format. We have no questions to answer or suggestions to take. So you know, this will probably just fade off into oblivion, and this episode, not the podcast in general.